License and registration. Step out of the vehicle right now.
Officer, good evening. May I ask why I'm being stopped?
What are you doing in this neighborhood? You don't belong here.
I live 3 miles from here. I'm just heading home.
Huh. Okay, sure. IDs can be faked. Step out right now.
Officer, I'm not resisting. Please verify my credentials through dispatch.
I'm sick of...
March 14, 2023. Hillcrest Avenue, Fairfield County, Connecticut. Judge Ramona Williams, 18-year Superior Court veteran, was driving home after reviewing case files for 12 hours, 90 minutes from a quiet evening with her daughters. In 20 minutes, her world would explode. A traffic stop would trigger a $32 million settlement, end a 15-year police career, and expose racial profiling at the highest levels of Connecticut government. Officer Marcus Delacroix stopped her for suspicious driving. What he didn't know, the woman he was about to arrest would preside over his case the next morning. His bodycam captured every illegal second. Her gavel was waiting. His badge was finished. Judge Ramona Williams graduated magna cum laude from Yale Law School in 2005, where she served as articles editor of the Yale Law Journal and received the prestigious Thurman Arnold Prize for Excellence in Oral Advocacy. After clerking for a federal appellate judge, she spent 7 years as a prosecutor, achieving a 94% conviction rate in major felony cases before being appointed to the bench at age 36, one of the youngest judicial appointments in Connecticut history. As a Superior Court judge, she presided over criminal, civil, and family matters, managing a caseload of over 400 cases annually with jurisdiction over millions of dollars in judgments and sentences ranging from probation to life imprisonment. In 18 years on the bench, Judge Williams had written 127 published opinions, mentored 34 law clerks who went on to prestigious careers, and her rulings had been upheld on appeal 96% of the time, a remarkable record indicating legal precision and fairness. Chief Justice Robert Hammond described her as one of the most brilliant legal minds in the state, with an unwavering commitment to constitutional principles and equal justice. Beyond the courtroom, she served on the governor's task force on criminal justice reform, taught constitutional law as an adjunct professor at UConn Law School, and volunteered 200-plus hours annually providing legal education to underserved communities. A devoted mother of 2 teenage daughters, Judge Williams coached her youngest daughter's debate team and was known for her warm demeanor, mentoring young attorneys regardless of background. Colleagues described her as someone who demanded excellence but led with empathy, balancing judicial authority with genuine care for ensuring fair outcomes. On March 14, 2023, Judge Williams's legal expertise, her judicial authority, her 18 years of irreproachable service, all of it would be tested. Not in a courtroom where she commanded respect, but on a dark suburban street where a badge would temporarily outweigh a gavel. This is what happened. At 8:47 p.m. on Tuesday, March 14, 2023, Judge Williams drove her black Mercedes northbound on Hillcrest Avenue, 3 miles from home. She just left the courthouse after reviewing pre-trial motions for the next day's docket, including a civil rights lawsuit against a police officer accused of excessive force during a traffic stop. Exhausted after 12 hours, she anticipated a quiet evening before presiding over 6 cases the next morning at 9:00 a.m. sharp. Officer Marcus Delacroix, 38, was a 15-year Fairfield police veteran with a troubling history. 4 complaints for discourteous behavior during traffic stops, 3 from black drivers, 1 Latino, yet never seriously disciplined. His file noted attitude issues and overly aggressive communication. He claimed Judge Williams was driving suspiciously slowly and didn't belong in the neighborhood, a wealthy, predominantly white suburb. From his cruiser, Delacroix saw a Mercedes driven by a black woman in professional attire. No violations, no issues, just someone driving home. Little did he know she'd determine his fate tomorrow morning. At 8:49 p.m., emergency lights activated. At 8:50 p.m., his bodycam started recording. At 8:51 p.m., he sealed his destruction. Officer Delacroix approaches the driver's side window, flashlight aimed directly at Judge Williams's face despite the well-lit street. His first words, license and registration, step out of the vehicle. What are you doing in this neighborhood? No greeting, no explanation, just commands and suspicion. Judge Williams maintains composure. Officer, good evening. May I ask why I'm being stopped? I wasn't speeding and my vehicle is properly registered. I'm happy to provide my credentials. Judge Williams slowly reaches for her purse, narrating her movements for safety, and produces her driver's license and vehicle registration. The bodycam clearly shows her license, reading Honorable Ramona Williams, and her judicial identification badge displaying the Connecticut state seal. Delacroix barely glances before stating, I don't care. What this says, IDs can be faked. You're in a stolen vehicle until I confirm otherwise. Step out now. The bodycam shows him tossing her credentials onto the car roof without examination. First Fourth Amendment violation. Judge Williams was being detained without reasonable suspicion, a textbook violation requiring specific articulable facts justifying stops. Judge Williams, using her judicial training, calmly responds, Officer, I'm respectfully informing you that I'm a superior court judge. I'm not resisting, but you have no legal basis to order me from my vehicle without reasonable suspicion. I'd like to speak with your supervisor. Delacroix's response reveals everything. Oh, so now you're a judge. Let me guess, you're a lawyer too. People like you always have an excuse for being where you don't belong. The bodycam captures Judge Williams's expression, professional restraint masking concern. Hands visible on the steering wheel. I'm requesting your supervisor. I'm not resisting. Please verify my credentials through dispatch. What started as illegal discrimination was about to become criminal. Delacroix orders Judge Williams to unlock her vehicle and consent to a search. If you've got nothing to hide, you'll let me search this car right now. Otherwise, I'm calling a K-9 unit and we'll be here all night. Direct Fourth Amendment violation. Consent must be voluntary. Coercion through threats invalidates consent. In simple terms, officers cannot threaten prolonged detention to force you to surrender your right to refuse searches. That's illegal coercion. Without probable cause, Delacroix should have verified credentials through dispatch, returned documents, and ended the stop. Judge Williams responds firmly, Officer, I do not consent to any search. Under the Fourth Amendment, I have the right to refuse. Please contact your supervisor immediately. Delacroix's voice rises. You know what? I'm sick of people like you thinking you know the law better than cops. You're going to learn real quick who's in charge here. I decide when this stop ends, not you. This reveals consciousness of wrongdoing. Delacroix knows the stop lacks justification, but asserts dominance anyway, constituting unlawful detention. Professor David Chen of Yale Law School later stated, the officer's language demonstrates willful disregard for constitutional rights. This wasn't ignorance. This was intentional abuse of authority. Judge Williams maintains composure, hands on wheel, voice steady. I'm not resisting. I'm exercising my constitutional rights. I'm requesting a supervisor. Delacroix reaches through the window, unlocks the door from inside, yanks it open, grabs Judge Williams by her left arm and pulls her partially from the vehicle. Bodycam shows Judge Williams does not pull away, strike, or make threatening movements. Hands visible, palms open. Assault and battery. Fourth Amendment violation, excessive force without lawful justification. Judge Williams states clearly, I am not resisting. You are assaulting me without legal cause. I am a superior court judge requesting your supervisor. This is being recorded. Delacroix forces Judge Williams's arms behind her back, applies handcuffs, tightens them until she states, these are too tight, you're cutting off circulation. Delacroix announces, you're under arrest for obstruction of justice and resisting an officer. False arrest. Judge Williams complied with every lawful order and committed no crime. Exercising constitutional rights doesn't qualify as a crime. Judge Williams handcuffed. Officer, you are making a catastrophic mistake. I am Judge Ramona Williams of Connecticut Superior Court. You have violated multiple rights, committed assault, and falsely arrested me. I will see you in court, literally. Delacroix's response, later played in court. I don't care if you're the Queen of England. You're going to jail tonight, and maybe you'll learn some respect for police officers. While Judge Williams stood handcuffed, a decorated jurist treated like a criminal, something urgent was happening that Delacroix couldn't see and wouldn't care about. While Judge Williams stood in handcuffs, courthouse security was desperately trying to reach her. A domestic violence defendant had violated a restraining order, and only Judge Williams, who issued the original protection order, could authorize an emergency arrest warrant. The victim, a 32-year-old mother of two, was barricaded in a safe house with her children while her violent estranged husband approached. Police couldn't act without the warrant. Minutes mattered. Courthouse staff had been calling for 14 minutes. Each unanswered ring meant another minute the family remained unprotected. Sergeant Patricia Holloway arrives after courthouse security, explained the emergency, and Judge Williams's identity. Holloway approaches. Marcus, that's Judge Williams, confirmed with dispatch in courthouse. She's a superior court judge. Domestic violence emergency. She needs to issue a warrant immediately. Release her now. Delacroix's response, I don't care who she is, Sarge. She disrespected me. The courthouse can find another judge. She's going to booking. Holloway tries again. Marcus, a woman and her kids are in danger. You're making a massive mistake. Judge Williams, still handcuffed. Officer, please. A family is at risk. People's lives are in immediate danger. Delacroix's final words, not my problem. Should have thought about that before you got an attitude with me. Police Chief Raymond Martinez storms into the booking area after an urgent call from the Connecticut Attorney General's office. Chief Martinez's voice captured clearly, Jesus Christ, Marcus, do you have any idea what you've done? That's not a suspect, that's Judge Ramona Williams. She's a Connecticut Superior Court judge, and she's presiding over your brother-in-law's excessive force case tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The layers unfold. Judge Williams is the judge hearing officer Richard Delacroix's civil rights lawsuit for beating a suspect during a traffic stop. Marcus just arrested the judge overseeing his family member's trial. The bodycam captures Marcus Delacroix's face draining of color, hands trembling. Wait, what? That can't be. Chief Martinez personally removes Judge Williams's handcuffs. Booking charges immediately voided. Judge Williams, rubbing her wrists, delivers ice. This incident will be documented in full. Officer Delacroix committed multiple constitutional violations captured on his bodycam. I'll be filing formal complaints and referring this to the state's attorney. And yes, I'm still presiding tomorrow at 9 a.m. Now I have a warrant to issue. Good night, gentlemen. She walks out with dignity. Justice awaits. Within 48 hours, 3 separate investigations launched. Fairfield Police Internal Affairs, Connecticut State Police Civil Rights Unit, and the FBI's Civil Rights Division. The investigation lasted 4 months, concluding with a 247-page report that became a statewide accountability blueprint. Investigators reviewed Delacroix's complete bodycam footage, dashcam footage from 3 angles, dispatch audio, courthouse recordings, Judge Williams's phone records proving the emergency, Sergeant Holloway's testimony, and Delacroix's 15-year personnel file revealing 4 dismissed complaints. The final report identified 11 distinct violations. Unlawful stop, 4th Amendment violation, no reasonable suspicion. Delacroix admitted no traffic violation. He stopped her for driving slowly in a wealthy neighborhood, racial profiling. Coerced search, 4th Amendment violation, threatening prolonged detention unless she consented. Assault and battery, physical force without justification despite visible non-resistance. False arrest, no probable cause, arrested for obstruction without evidence. Deliberate indifference, refused correction after sergeant confirmed identity and emergency. Federal prosecutor Amanda Chen, this was deliberate, ego-driven abuse that endangered lives. That's criminal conduct. The evidence was undeniable. The reckoning began. Within 72 hours, Officer Marcus Delacroix was placed on unpaid leave. Badge, firearm, and credentials surrendered. On April 3, 2023, he was arrested at his home and perp-walked in handcuffs. Criminal charges: deprivation of rights under color of law, maximum 10 years. Assault, maximum 1 year. False imprisonment, maximum 1 year. Official misconduct, maximum 5 years. On September 12, 2023, after a 4-day trial, a federal jury deliberated 90 minutes before returning guilty verdicts on all counts. Judge Williams recused herself and testified as victim. November 8, 2023, Delacroix sentenced to 6 years federal prison, 2 years supervised release, 500 hours community service teaching constitutional rights. Connecticut police certification permanently revoked. Pension forfeited, $487,000 lifetime value, nationally unhirable in law enforcement. His dispatcher wife resigned under pressure. His brother-in-law's excessive force case settled for $1.2 million. Delacroix filed bankruptcy in 2024. Judge Williams filed federal civil rights lawsuit. January 2024, $32 million settlement, one of Connecticut's largest single-victim police misconduct cases. Breakdown: 12 million constitutional violations, 8 million punitive damages for ignoring 4 prior complaints, 10 million systemic reforms, 2 million legal fees. Total departmental cost: $45 million including legal defense, insurance hikes, and mandatory reforms. Chief Raymond Martinez resigned March 2024. Captain Dennis O'Brien, who dismissed prior complaints, demoted and transferred. 2 supervisors retired avoiding termination. Even policies implemented: mandatory credential verification through dispatch before escalation, 15-minute supervisor response requirement. 3 similar complaints trigger FBI review, no quota traffic stops, real-time bodycam monitoring, community oversight board with subpoena power, immediate verification of professional credentials. Technology: $4.2 million in AI-powered bodycams flagging violations real-time. Automated database integration for instant credential verification. Training: 40 hours annual constitutional law training. De-escalation certification every 6 months. Implicit bias training expanded to 20 hours. Federal oversight: 5-year Department of Justice consent decree with quarterly audits. Independent monitor appointed. Case became required Connecticut Police Academy study. Connecticut Supreme Court cited Williams in 3 rulings strengthening protections against pretextual stops. May 2024, Governor Lamont signed Judicial Protection Act making false arrest of judges a specific felony with mandatory minimums. Featured on 60 Minutes, sparked congressional hearings, Movement for Black Lives rallying point. Judge Williams donated $5 million to Connecticut Innocence Project, established Ramona Williams Center for Police Accountability providing free legal representation. Continues serving, National Bodycam Transparency Advocate. Her statement: "This wasn't about me. It was about every person, especially Black and brown Americans, violated by officers who forget they serve the public." Judge Williams had every credential, yet still ended up handcuffed. If it happened to her, it can happen to anyone. 3 takeaways: know your rights. You can refuse searches, remain silent, and ask if you're detained. Record everything. Film encounters, state the date, backup footage immediately. Demand accountability. Research your department's history, attend city council meetings, vote for transparency. Judge Williams fought for justice. Now justice fights for us. Stay informed. Never surrender your rights.